All right. Now we've done our housekeeping here. We're going to get started on our program. It looks like we have everybody here tonight now. Our audience is filled up, and we have people watching from home. So every month we do this, and what we do is, again, this is a way to bring the community together, to learn something, to network with each other, and it's a different topic each time, obviously fashion related. And the guest speaker shares their journey. So we're going to learn from our guest what she went through to become the expert that she is, and it's always a different topic. And this month it's jewelry design, and then she's going to teach us a little something along the way, some insider tips and tricks and things. So I'm going to introduce Cat Rone from Hellcat Metalworks, and Cat and I have known each other for 23, 4, 5 years. I don't know at this point. 23 years. And that's because way back before I opened Fabric, I started a thing called Label Horde. And Label Horde was the directory that you now see on Fabric's website. And it was how the community in Arizona from 2001 until Fabric opened in 2016, that's how the community was built. That's how everybody came together. That's how we celebrated fashion in Arizona. And we had an event, the Label Horde Fashion Show that I mentioned, with 60 local designers every year. And we would celebrate by providing an award to the designer of the year, the accessory designer of the year, the hairstylist of the year, the makeup artist of the year, and things like that. And Kat won our accessories designer of the year back in
2005.
All right. So let's give Kat a round of applause for coming here today and sharing.
Thank you.
I'm so excited to hear your story, and we did something similar to this a long time ago, and I heard your story, but it's been 20 years since I've heard your story, so I'm really excited about this.
First of all, I want to say Angela puts more than 24 hours a day into these projects that she does, and this place in general, and just in this evening alone, she held my hand because I am not good at the computer or any of that stuff, and she held my hand through the whole thing. And I know that we're friends and that you did that for me, but I know that you do that for everyone. You didn't treat me special. I know you're this beautiful person for everyone, so everyone say thank you.
That's so sweet. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, that means a lot. And before you start and before I ask you, I forgot I was going to say one thing. I was going to say two things. First of all, I'm wearing this ring tonight, and this is something that Kat made for me. And she made it back in 2000, like somewhere in that early 2000s,
Around
right?
2001 or 2, something like that, yeah.
This green gem on the top is plastic. It's a little found object that she found on the ground, and she took it and was inspired by it and created
it was just too cool. It was sitting on the ground and it was just glowing. It had this really great glow of green, and the bottom side is kind of bumpy, so it gives a weird look to it. And so we polished it up and made a ring out of it.
And inside, underneath the plastic, there's actually
a white sapphire.
A white sapphire underneath there. You wouldn't know it, but it provides a little bit of the glimmer, it reflects.
When the light goes in, yeah, it reflects back up and actually really makes that.
And I was reminded recently that that white sapphire is in there because I dropped the ring and I broke it. The little green ball fell out and it chipped. So if I'm gesturing tonight and the green ball flies out and hits you in the face, it's not because Kat is a bad jewelry designer. It's because I'm a bad friend, and I dropped it on the ground and I broke it. So I just want to put that out there because I'm going to try real hard to keep this thing together. But I wanted to wear it anyways because, it represents like how artistic and creative this person is. So
thank you.
I'm so excited. The other thing I was going to mention, I'm going to hold off until the end. Please remind me, Shawnee, that I want you to come up and talk about something real quick at the end. Okay. All right, and if you're just walking in, there's chairs over here as well, so feel free to send people through this way if there's not enough that way. Okay. All right, so very first thing, we always start with the speaker's history. Let's learn a little bit about Kat when she was a child, and this is always like so fun. I love seeing pictures of people when they were young. So tell us about yourself as a kid. Have you always wanted to be a jewelry designer?
No, I had no idea that jewelry was going to be my thing. I knew I was artistic. My dad likes to embarrass me and tell this story about how I would make my own paints, if you get what I'm saying, and paint on the wall. And smash bananas. Yes, yes.
I did the same thing.
Yeah.
I was told that by my mom.
So my dad likes to say that from day one, he always knew I was going to be an artist, but it took me a long time to find metal. Oh. I did a lot of searching. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so what were you like as a kid besides just...
I'm a total wallflower. Being up here in front of a bunch of people is really hard for me. But yeah, so very quiet, a very good kid. I didn't get in trouble very often because my older sister did. So I was like, oh, what not to do, So I didn't get in trouble a lot. I had good grades. I was really quiet, and I doodled a lot. I never drew anything specific until high school, and you'll see those come up.
All right, so tell us who are we looking at here?
Okay, so the top is my nanny. She's my great-grandmother. And really those pictures are to show you what a massive amount of hair I had.
And you still have so much beautiful hair.
To the point where I think my mom likes to tell the story that she didn't want to cut it. When she took me to get my very first haircut, we had to convince the guy for over an hour to cut it because he just was like, no, I'm not cutting that hair. It's too pretty. And
oh, my God.
But it was a lot. And I would get headaches from the braids, and so it needed to be cut.
I wonder if that maybe had something to do with how creative you are. A little brain massage.
So this is like, I want to say second or third grade. I got chosen because, my dad is an architect, so that explains why I already, at my age, knew how to draw bricks. But I was the only one who knew how to draw bricks, so they made me do all the scenery. And the play is Rumpelstiltskin. I would have typed that out, but I can't spell that.
What were you besides the set designer in Rumpelstiltskin?
I was the main character. I don't know her name.
You were Rumpelstiltskin?
No, not Rumpelstiltskin, the girl doing the weaving, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Whatever
Out
her name
of gold
was.
or something, right?
Yeah,
Or turned into gold? I don't remember.
Yeah. Okay, so those are they're horrible pictures because that's a copy of a copy of a copy. So I apologize about that. But the tiger is the very first thing I ever drew. And I will give my dad props on that one. I got halfway done, just one side of it. And I freaked out, and I was like, that was a fluke. I'm not going to be able to repeat that. So I put it away, and for like 3 weeks, I didn't touch it. And my dad was worried that I wouldn't finish it. And so a dance or something was coming up. And he said, you're grounded until you finish that drawing. And I was like, I did the drawing for fun. You can't ground me for doing that. I was so angry. And I said, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. And waited till the last minute because I like to procrastinate. And I didn't believe that he would ground me, and he did. So I did finish it, and thank you, because I never would have finished it. And because he forced me to do it, I realized I could. It wasn't a fluke. And then I did the eagle. And with that one, I entered it in a contest my senior year of high school. And the judges actually had not kicked me out, but said that I cheated, that I traced it, because there were no eraser marks. And I did it real lightly so that I could, get it erased really easily, because the paper will ruin if you, erase too many times. So anyway, my whole class stood up for me and walked out of the event on my behalf.
Wait, how old were you when this happened?
Senior in high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So my whole class stood up because they had watched me do the whole thing, and we couldn't convince the judges. They said, you can't be in it. We're not recognizing
they
you.
didn't change your mind.
Mm-mm.
Oh my
So we all got up and walked out. So that was pretty cool.
Wow, you were too skilled for the for the contest. That's amazing.
Oh, and just a side note, the tiger was actually in my yearbook. That's where
they
that
put it in the
picture came
yearbook?
From. Yeah,
Aww.
that's why it's such a horrible picture.
Is that them apologizing?
So that's my graduation, and that was my Christmas formal.
Where did you grow up?
So I actually grew up in Oregon until my halfway through my freshman year of high school, and we moved to Yuma.
What brought
So I
you
came from a school. My senior class, the whole high school was about 300 people. And when we moved to Yuma, my class was over 300 people. So it was quite a culture shock. Yeah.
Even in Yuma, they have that many people?
Oh my!
Like
and this is when there was only 2 high schools. There's 4 or 5 now.
Why did you guys go to Yuma?
My dad is in construction, and he was building houses. And Yuma's economy was, Portland and the Dalles where I was at, the economy was really bad. So, and they were building stuff in Yuma like crazy. So he moved us down.
Wow. That's so obscure that he just found Yuma.
It was snow when we left.
No diss on Yuma. I keep saying Yuma, but I mean.
He found it because my grandmother was a snowbird.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. But then when did you end up kind of moving from Yuma to this area? Are you going to get to that? Am I jumping the gun?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
That's pretty much next anyway.
Okay, let's talk about that then.
Okay, so I went to, I mentioned I'm kind of a wallflower, and I didn't have a lot of self-confidence. I never wanted to take the SATs because I was pretty sure they were going to tell everybody I was dumb. So I went to a graphic design school. That's how I got out of that. So those are all projects from going to Phoenix Institute of Technology, PIT. Which no longer exists. And if you were lucky when they got rid of Phoenix Institute of Technology, you got your money back. I did not.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. And I did that just right after I graduated in '89. So clearly I got a little better.
Nice.
And after, let's see. After I graduated, I kind of moved around a little bit, and I ended up in Tucson. And my sister worked at a restaurant, so I would go there, hang out with her while she was working because I had nothing else to do. And I met this lovely person in the first picture here, Charles. And he was in Tucson for the gem show. And so we spent the day together. He took me to the gem show. That was the very first time I went, and I was hooked. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And I'm skipping around a little bit, sorry about this, but in the other picture is Brian. I moved to Tennessee to hang out with Charles for a summer, and I worked for Brian. That's where I learned to do casting. And when I left, he actually gave me a bunch of equipment in order to start my own business.
How did you end up with that job in casting?
They are friends.
And they just knew you needed a job, and he was like,
yeah, when I moved, he was like, we need somebody to just make little wax molds. It's kind of boring, but I would explain it, but it's really boring. So I just did that all day long.
You accidentally fell into this, basically.
Kind of, yeah, kind
great.
of. Just, yeah.
Wow.
When I came back, I took beginning metalsmithing at U of A. I had enough money for the summer class, and oddly, when I first started the class, the first day, I knew this was it. I knew I tried clay. Clearly I can draw, but it didn't fulfill whatever I was looking for. I'm good at it, but it didn't make me happy. It didn't fill that little void. So I was working for a woman who had MS, and she made these little beaded bags, and she taught me how to bead, and that was great, but I wanted to make rings because I don't like really any other kind of jewelry. So I went to go, anytime I went out to buy a ring, none of them fit me. I have super tiny hands. So I decided to take this class and learn how to make my own rings because nobody else made them in my size. So that's how I ended up taking the class. It was $800 for the maybe 2-month-long class. And so I saved up. I took the summer class. And on that first day, I knew metal was my thing. And I I started talking to the teacher, and she and I really hit it off. And she gave me the keys to the studio and said, don't get caught here by yourself, because I could really get in trouble. So just, in other words, don't party, don't bring friends over. You are welcome to work here any hour of the night, but, keep it on the down low. So I did. I actually gave my parents the phone number to the studio, because if I wasn't working, then I was there. And to give you an example, our class made 5 projects each. I ended up with 22 projects.
Wow.
And at the last couple weeks, my teacher was supposed to do an internship with a gentleman in Tubac, Tom Barbary. He's a master goldsmith. He used to work for Tiffany's back in the day. So she was supposed to get this internship, but her fiance, or her boyfriend at the time, proposed. And so they wanted to do this whole thing, so she didn't want to do the internship, and he asked if she knew anybody. So I went down and interviewed. Now, I had only done this, 2-month-long class. I had every piece that I brought that I had made during my class, and I put them all out there to show him, what I knew how to do. And he asked me how long I had been doing this, and I didn't want to tell him 2 months. So something in my brain, once in a while it works, something in my brain said, ask him, how long do you think I've been doing this? And he said about 4.5, maybe 5 years. And I said 2 months, and he's like, you're hired.
Oh.
So that's where I learned. I started casting my own stuff, not using the molds from before, so I learned how to make a mold, to cast. I already knew soldering and what we call fabrication, where it's like building it like a house.
What do you mean by that?
So everything, that's what I do. I do fabrication. Everything starts out as a sheet of metal, and I form it and make it into whatever I want to make. So I don't actually melt gold down and cast it. So that's the difference.
Cutting the shapes, kind of connecting them. Okay.
And soldering, and there's 3 levels of solder, and you have to get everything within those 3 levels, so you kind of make pieces off to the side and do them at the end. So it is a lot like building a house.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's where the architecture comes in. That's in your blood.
Thanks to my dad.
Wow. Okay. So can you tell everybody about the gem show too? Because you mentioned it, and I don't know if everybody knows about it.
Okay, so Tucson actually now has the world's largest gem show. It happens every February, and I believe it might be right now. Actually, yeah, this week. I haven't been in a few years because I went 18 years straight. And basically, I met all the people that I work with on a regular basis. I don't have to go to the show in order to buy stuff anymore. I just kind of email them and say, hey, this is what I'm looking for, and do you have what I need? And they ship it to me, and if I like it, then I keep it, and if I don't, then I ship it back. So I don't really go to the gem show anymore.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. And is it mostly wholesale, or can
Yes,
anybody go?
The gem show, so they do it in 2 sections. The first part is all wholesale. When you buy, if it's a wholesale, it's called keystoning. So their price is a keystone price.
Okay, yes.
For somebody who's
double.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. And it's yeah, it's ironic that it's called keystoning.
Yeah, I don't know why, but
but that's how you say it.
And then the second half, they change the prices, and then they let the public in. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. All right.
And you have to show, especially for AGTA, you have to show something like $10,000 worth of sales in 1 year in order to qualify to get into that show. Oh. So I actually had to be sponsored my first 2 years.
Oh, so if somebody like vouches for you, they can just get you in? Okay.
So your first year, if they vouch for you, you can't buy. They can buy stuff for you, and But
you can go with them.
But you can go around, and you have to be accompanied by them. Your second year, you are allowed to buy. You don't have to be accompanied. And then once you're in, you can keep on going. So that's how I managed to get into the biggest show and not have $10,000 in receipts.
Do they have shows like this in every state, or are we just lucky that we have this gem show that people
We're really
come
lucky.
all over too? Yeah. Okay, wow. Yeah. It's very similar to the fashion clothing or the sewn product industry.
The Vegas show?
Yeah, well, Vegas is the magic show, which is where, like, if you had your product, you set up a booth and then the stores come and buy, wholesale from you. But the LA textile show, or any of the textile shows, really, it sounds like kind of same thing. That's where you go get your materials. You get your fabrics and your trims and things. But it's not as strict. I mean, you can go as long as you have a business card, basically. Yeah. You can get into these. But they really are strict about getting into the gem show.
Well, the AGTA show, because that's the big high dollar. And just so you get an idea, on the sales room floor, it's just rows and rows of 8-foot tables. And all of them have, those little plastic bowls that you can get, They just have them filled with emeralds, rubies, diamonds, sapphires. So just tables full. That's why.
Oh my God.
That's why you can't get in unless you belong there. Yeah, exactly. It's very well secure, and there's a lot of money on the floor.
Yikes.
So, yeah,
okay.
It's crazy.
I'd be afraid to brush by one and knock it off the table.
I was. Yeah. My first year, I was like, oh my God. What?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are we looking at here?
So those are all my badges. Now, these are older because, honestly, I only had about maybe 3 weeks, and my apartment, everything is so packed, I couldn't find my originals. But this is from 2000 to 2007, something like that. All my badges for the shows.
Awesome.
For the gem
I love
shows,
that you kept those.
Yeah.
Sentimental. I do that, too.
Well, we also went through 2 different names. So when I moved, I moved to Boston in 92, 3,
so
something
Oregon,
like that.
Yuma, Tucson, Tennessee, Boston?
Tennessee was just kind of a summer.
Okay.
But yes, and then
Okay.
Boston.
Okay.
So again, for a guy, I know, whatever.
Whatever.
So this is after the guy. This is my apartment. That's my bestie when I was in Boston. She was my roommate. Her name is Yelena. My mom sincerely called every time I wasn't home just to hear Yelena answer the phone. Hello, this is Yelena on the phone. She's Ukrainian. Because Yugoslavian, but that doesn't exist anymore. But yeah, so she had this great sing-songy voice and an amazing accent, and I'm pretty sure my mom just called to talk to her. But that's where I lived, and I started my business as hot metal. And while I was in Boston, it was hot metal, and I did some. We can go one more. Click.
Down. Okay.
So that was my very, very, very first booth I ever had, and my first sort of line of jewelry. And then the flyer is from the last show that I did in Boston. I actually, for Buyer's Market, it's a lot like the Magic show. Philadelphia Buyer's Market, you have to jury into it. You show pictures, and they choose you based on your photographs. So unbeknownst to me, you have to have really great photographs. So for an entire year, I sent my work out to all these different places to try and jury into these shows. And no one will tell you why you don't get in. But I figured it out. My pictures were horrible. So I finally got somebody to show me how to photograph my work, and I got some good photographs, and so I instantly juried into the Buyer's Market, which was amazing, but like you were saying, it's $1,000 just to be in it, and then you get a cement floor 10 by 10 space, and you have to bring walls, you have to bring carpeting, somebody sponsored me for the carpeting. somebody sponsored me and built some cases for me. So I had a lot of friends helping me out. Otherwise, I never would have been able to do it. But that really helped a lot.
So magic is like that, but I think we spent $10,000 the first time I did magic to be there and to fill that space and all of that.
I
It's
probably
ridiculous.
ended up spending $3, and that's not the money that I have into the jewelry too, because silver's not cheap, especially now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sure all your materials are ridiculously expensive.
Yeah, I'm not making jewelry for a little while. Not at $103 an ounce for silver.
Oh my God.
So when I was doing this, just an example, I know this is in the 90s, but it was $10 an ounce. And just in the last 5 years, it's quadrupled. Yeah, quadrupled.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts. So anyway, I got into I got into the Philadelphia's buyer's market, which got me more galleries. I was all over Boston in some really, really nice galleries, but this got me into New York, New Hampshire, kind of all along the coast, and I would just take the train up and down 1 day or 2 days and, just recycle everybody's jewelry and while working another job.
What year was this?
All through the 90s, from 93 to 2000, basically.
This sounds like me in LA with my clothing brand. I just would go all around California and just go from store to store to store and sell the stuff. Same era.
Yeah. And those that carried on a regular, I would just switch them out, right? Take them from one store and put them in the other store and just kind of rotate a little bit because I didn't have enough time to make all of that. So yeah, running a one-man show while working another job always. One of my favorite jobs with a friend of mine, we opened this restaurant, Fire and Ice. They had one here for a little while, but and I was it's a big round circular grill, and you're basically doing the flipping the food while it cooks and the tricks and all that. Yeah. I did that.
You opened that store, that restaurant?
Mm-hmm. I helped open it. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, okay.
It was friends of mine that were opening it, and he liked to open restaurants, but he didn't like to stay at them. Mm-hmm. I mean, his thing was getting it all together and making it happen, right? He didn't like to stay at them. His name was Peter. He was a really wonderful person. I wish he had been my dad, but he was amazing. And so anytime he went somewhere to open a restaurant, he would call me, and I would work with him. And yeah.
Where'd you get this skill from?
You just learn stuff. You gotta pay your bills somehow. So you just pick up jobs, and I had a lot of weird, odd jobs. Still do.
As an artist, I think everyone in this room who's an artist gets that.
Yeah. And even when my jewelry was making enough money to support itself, I don't like the pressure of I have to make a ring in order to whatever, pay for something. So I almost always had some other job to relieve that pressure, because I don't like to work when I don't feel like working. You know what I mean? Like creative stuff. I can just do a yucky job. I can do that 24/7. But to be
creativity is hard.
To be creative, I can't force mine. I know some people are amazing. I have there's a painter in Yuma, Tanya. She is regimented. She gets up every day. She 9 to 5. She paints, and she's amazing. She's an amazing artist, but my brain just doesn't work like that. I wish it did.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to just pump out the creativity.
Yeah. Oh, so those were my booth. That was my booth. Those were my awesome cases that my friend made for me, Dave. And this is me signing my very first sale.
Oh, I love that you got that on record.
Oh, yeah, Dave did that for me.
Yeah.
One more. And those are a close-up of the cases. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They were made out of poplar. They were beautiful.
You appreciate that one, huh?
So this is in your the era of you, basically.
The era of me.
So that I worked for Ford Modeling Company. So that's my picture, my ID for Ford. And I also this is one of the 4 white walls was the gallery, and she was doing. I still talk to her. I love her.
Oh yeah, she moved out of the country.
And she teaches, and I still have her, like I follow her thing, and I always kind of text. Yeah, she's amazing. But that was one of her fashion shows. So I sort of, I don't know how you feel about this, but I feel like I sort of edged my way into your fashion shows because you didn't really do a lot of jewelry. It was mostly, clothing and stuff. One of the girls had her own jewelry that she would wear with her stuff. But I kind of, I don't met you, and then I was like, I'm gonna get in on this.
I love this. So, I'm glad you did that.
So I definitely feel like I just sort of, edged my way in and was like, here, I'm here now. So
Thanks for doing that.
So make room.
Well, I remember that your stuff was, it was statement enough to show up on the runway. So that was one of the reasons that it made a lot of sense, because we could put it on somebody, or you could have your own fashion show and you could actually see it from the seat. So
I don't make small jewelry. Yeah. So this is actually a bracelet here. I'm just going to go real quick on this because it's huge. And the flames move up and down when you put your arm in. They'll obviously raise up. And I like to do a little movable parts on a lot of my stuff. So that was one.
This is like a hinge?
So this gold flame and this rose gold flame is on, this is a post and these are posts. So it actually rises up and down as you put it on.
Oh my gosh, I'm just going to make sure everybody over here can see it.
Sorry.
Isn't that cool? Mm-hmm.
And this one here doesn't have anything movable, but it has its own stand, so you don't have to lay it down because, you don't want to damage the stones. But so everything I do is fairly large and chunky and not for everyone.
I love statement pieces. All right, tell us what we're seeing.
So there's the awards from being, there's your ring right there.
Oh, yay. Yes, it is.
So those are some of the shows that we did, the fashion shows.
This was, Scottsdale Fashion Week. Yes, okay. And this was our fashion show with the award. Okay, yes. And the Rising Star. I remember all of these. I was in all of these.
Yes,
it's
you were.
Back. Okay.
They're all your events.
So Label Horde Fashion Show. Okay, this is so exciting.
The trunk show up top, that was Smoka. That's at Smoka, and I now actually work there.
We used to put a lot of fashion shows on at Smoka. You were in some of those too, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you want to talk about the awards now, or the specific ones, or
no?
Towards the end?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, we'll wait on those.
Yeah.
But there's proof right there.
Yeah, right. I do know what I'm doing. And those are articles that were written about me. And then there's your Label Horde book with.
Oh, okay. Yes. So Label Horde used to be a magazine. I'm looking around for it. It's like hanging on a wall somewhere in here. But we used to be a magazine, and then inside was the directory, and she was in the directory under accessories, and we had an apparel section and a model section and everything, and then different people would be featured. We'd have articles about each person, and then they would all collaborate to make the cover. So the cover would be the model, the designer, the hair, the makeup, the photographer of that month or whatever. So yeah, it's fun.
Okay, next. Okay, so this is when I moved to Yuma. So I met my husband, and this is our second go around. We dated. The reason I actually came back to Arizona from living in Boston, I met my husband. Okay, so I just have to start over. We knew each other from high school. All right, we were in the same group of friends. However, we didn't really talk to each other. I had a boyfriend, and he had a girlfriend, and so we were always around each other, but we never spoke. And then, in fact, I think we were in the same car a few different times. Anyway, at our reunion, my high school reunion, there was only like 3 or 4 of us that weren't already married, so we all hung out, and it was Chris and another friend of ours, Chris, and myself. And we just spent the evening together and had a really good time. And so Chris and I started kind of doing a long distance. I lived in Boston.
And he was here.
And he was here in Phoenix. And so we were doing long distance, and then we decided to step it up, and I moved back. And we lived together for like 6 months, and then we broke up and didn't talk for 12 years. And then on a random, it's a little longer story, but randomly I got a hold of him, and he came up that week, and that was that. As soon as I saw him again, I felt like something kicked me in the chest, and I knew that was it. We were done.
What year was that?
Okay, so it's all in 2012. We spoke again in March, April, May 17th. We went on a date. June 1st, I moved to Yuma to be with him, and August 4th, we got married.
Oh my God, wow.
And we are on 13 years.
Oh, congrats.
13 and a half.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yay. Hi, Chris. I love it.
So anyway, I moved to Yuma, and I had a dream job. I got to curate the Yuma Art Center. There was some other stuff before that, but and I did that for 3-4 years.
How did you get that job?
Okay, so when I first moved there, the art center was run by Yuma Fine Arts Association, and they just needed somebody to run the gift shop. So I started working in the gift shop, and I met all the artists, and basically the year that I ran that gift shop, everybody's income basically tripled. So I'm really good. So I had a issue with the group that was running it, so I decided to go work in a different gift shop, and I did the same thing there. And then the Yuma Fine Arts unfortunately dissolved, and the city took it over. And when they were looking for someone to run that gift shop again, they asked all the artists, and she was only given one name.
Oh, yeah, all right.
So whether she wanted to or not, she had to hire me. Everybody already, so yeah, I don't think I was her first choice.
I can't believe I had to pry this story out of you. You didn't just start with this. This is good info.
So, so I've run several gift shops. I ended up curating the exhibitions. I took them over, and I did them for 3 or 4 years, and we rotated exhibitions every 2 months. Ooh. So I'm taking up and down 4 galleries worth of artwork every 2 months. And we did it in 5 days each time. Yikes. We had Sunday night through Friday afternoon basically to get it done. Yikes. And we did. We were amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah. And so I did that for a few years, and I was also in this exhibition. I did not win it. I did not win the first prize, but this was the piece I made for that show.
That's all one piece?
It is 2 rings to be worn as one.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really beautiful.
Thank you. And that's just so you want to see the galleries. That's the one of the galleries that is in Yuma. So if you ever go through Yuma, go to San Diego, stop and see the Yuma or the art center, because it's incredible. It's a beautiful building.
Wow, good advice.
Oh, so that's my shop. That's my studio now. It's very small because I don't make a lot of jewelry anymore. I have gone from producing a lot of pieces and putting them in galleries and selling them like that to basically, if I think of something I want to do, I put on my Instagram, I put the pieces I'm going to use and kind of an idea of what it's going to look like. And usually by the time it's made, it's already sold. So I didn't have a lot of pieces to bring with me this evening, but we do have some to pass around whenever you want. Yeah, sure.
So I'm going to let this float around the room. Be careful. They're all in there nicely. Just leave them in there. You can pull them out and put them back in the little spot, but we'll start right here and just keep it passing around.
So my shop has greatly reduced in size. This is it right here. Well, that's about half of it.
Where is this located?
It's in my apartment.
Oh, that's
so
nice.
I don't work at night.
That's great.
Yeah, I work from basically 9 to 5 because that's when people are gone and I can make a lot of noise, basically. So.
And then is the reason that you decided not to make so much jewelry is just you've been there, done that, and you're like kind of over it, or
I like making certain things. And if you want a piece of jewelry from me, I'll sit down with you. We'll talk about what you want. And I know this sounds kind of snotty, but if it's something that intrigues me and gets my juices flowing and I'm excited about making it, then we'll do it. But if it's not, then I won't, because honestly, I'm getting arthritis and I don't have a lot of years left and I don't want to waste them on stuff that's doesn't make me glow. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have my brand of upcycled T-shirt ball gowns I've been doing since 2002, and I'm the same way. I've made hundreds of these things at this point, and now I'm like, please don't order one. I don't want to make one. I don't want to do it.
Then
Unless
I
somebody
won't talk
comes
to you
along
later.
with like something really cool. Like I have all these shirts that I've kept all my life from this one thing, and it means so much, and it's really special or whatever. And then I'm like, okay, that makes me motivated or something. But last thing I want to do is sit behind a sewing machine. My back hurts. All this same exact thing. I feel like most artists go through this exact same thing. And God, thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you, go ahead. Okay, so this is the ring I was telling you about. He came to me, and actually it was a friend of a friend. I made this really great ring for a friend of mine just because he had always been really cool with me over the years, and we'd been friends for a long time. I knew him from Ford. He's actually the one that took the picture of me. And by the way, I don't take good pictures, and he took an amazing picture of me. I was like, oh my God, that's not me.
Oh, stop.
So I'm much better in person. Anyway, he's a really great friend. I made him a ring, and he was at the dog park and with his friends, and they were all like, where'd you get that ring? So that's how I got this job. And originally he said he wanted turquoise, a piece of turquoise. So when I met with him, I brought a few different pieces of turquoise, but I had this piece, which is... it's a mix of like quartz and
Aquamarine?
no. Oh shoot. It'll come to me later. Sorry. But anyway, it's an oddity. It doesn't, not something that people would normally want because it's different stones all kind of together. But I thought it was really, really cool looking, and turns out so did he. So he picked that instead of the big, beautiful turquoise that I brought. And he had the shells from the Colt 45. So I wanted to work them into, just the side of it. But he's also kind of like a rough, I don't know, kind of guy. So I wanted to make something really cool. So from the other side, it actually looks like a skull. Here's his little teeth. And to me, it almost looks like a gas mask because of, It
really does.
So that's kind of what I was going for. And I put some little fake rivets in it, to give it sort of a rough look. Like I riveted it. I don't know if that's a word or not. But a lot of my stuff also has random pieces. I have this huge drawer of just pieces of metal. So this came from a ring that I found one time, and it scares me. It's a really skinny piece of gold, and I just really like the swirl pattern that was on it, so I cut it up and I've used it in a couple different things. It's also in this ring here. So
I love this found object situation that you always have.
a lot of my stuff has pieces from other people's rings, other things that I've made that didn't use the whole, the whole design. If I made, a pattern into something and I didn't use the whole thing, I'll use pieces of it in something else. So, And some of the stuff I've done, I really like to do is if you've, somebody came to me with, she had 6 or 7 different engagement rings from, everybody from her family, handing them down in different ones. Some of them have their heads on them, some of them didn't, some of them had stones, some of them didn't. And she wanted them all soldered together. Well, they were different kinds of gold, and gold, different types of golds have different melting points. So the only way to do that, what I explained to her, is you need something that's going to even that out. Gold, you can spot solder, which means you just need to heat up that one little section, and the solder will flow. Silver, the entire piece has to be the same temperature in order for the solder to flow. So what it does is it radiates the heat, or makes it all so everything is the same temperature. So that's what I did. I soldered them all to a silver band because the silver regulated the heat and nobody melted. Does that make sense? You know what I'm trying to say? I'm not good at that, but. And they all, I did the heads in different places, so it all, and they all came together. And some of them, like I said, didn't have a head in it. They just kind of came up and around, and then we put a stone in the middle, and it all came together really neat. Yeah.
That's cool. Is that what was in the thing that's going
on?
No,
that piece is out in the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, hold on. I had a question. I forgot what it was.
No,
there's a lot of pictures of all of your things in here. So
this is part of what I'm wearing. This one here. You've got a piece of Bisbee turquoise. That's it'll come back to me. This is my original wedding band here, and this is all one ring, then that is one ring, and then there's 2 rings there. So it's all kind of a stack.
It's all connected. These 2 fingers are stuck together when you wear it, right? Yes. Okay. Cool. And then what's the other one on that side?
Oh, that was a commission for a friend. She said she just wanted something big and purple. You've
that
got
sounds like something I would say.
amethyst, tanzanite. You've got a pearl up there. This is pink tourmaline and rose quartz.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Pink and purple brings out the 12-year-old girl in me.
Some of these are actually in that the box going around, although it's a little different form. At one day, don't worry about hitting yours. I smacked the whole pearl right off.
Oh, God.
Yeah. It wasn't, I shouldn't have been doing what I was working with wood and, shouldn't have had the ring on in the first place, but yeah. So this was an exhibition at SMOCA, actually. They do an employee, if any of the artists or any of the employees are artists, they do a little exhibition each year. And so this was mine. These are my 3 pieces.
So tell us what you do at SMOCA now, or what you did.
So originally I got on as security. Don't I look scary? And then because I had experience, curating and everything in Yuma and doing all the exhibitions there, I was on the installation team. I'm what you call a preparator. So we do all the prep work. We take all the paintings down, package them up, whatever construction basically. At SMOCA they do, it actually takes 6 weeks when we change. We only change twice a year. And we literally move walls and build walls and, all kinds of stuff. The exhibitions that are there right now are really fantastic, some of the best that we've had since I've been there. So if you get a chance before the middle of February, please go check it out.
We keep saying SMOCA, but not everybody knows. It's the Scottsdale Museum of Contemporary Arts.
Yeah, sorry.
Just in case you didn't know what that was.
Yeah. Oh, I love that one.
I know, that is so
that was one of my favorites. I made it, and just perfect timing. I can't remember what for the Children's Museum in Yuma. They did a fundraiser to start a children's museum in Yuma, and so I donated that piece. Unfortunately, I really wanted to keep it, but she asked for it, so I had to say yes.
So pretty.
Thank you. This is for a good friend of mine, Tina. So I'm going to go through this one just because there's a lot about this ring. So what she said was she wanted green, she wanted a peridot, but she wanted a pretty one, because sometimes they're not. So I found this really gorgeous peridot. This is dementoid garnet, which is hilarious. And this is just Savarite. And that is spelled with a T-S-A-V, Savarite.
Oh
yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, thanks. Don't ask me to spell the rest of it. I cannot. So personally, I like green gold. And when you make yellow gold, you use brass and copper. Or if you want it to be more rose, you use more copper than brass. But green is something a little different. It is sterling silver and yellow gold. It makes this really cool, rather than a warm sort of green color, and so that's what this is. Her heritage, I looked up her heritage, and I looked up their symbols and, a lot about the Polynesian culture, and so some of the symbols I found in, so this honeycomb thing, I want to say it meant family. And then the bubbles were growth, I want to say. It's been a long time since I made this ring, so I'm sorry if I can't remember everything. But, and it's two different rings. This is one ring here, and then this little guy just kind of slides on it. It doesn't actually come together. It has a garnet on either side.
Oh, so it's okay. Can you wear them separately? Can you wear that one separately?
Yes,
wow.
Absolutely. It's two separate rings.
That's awesome.
And there's just a little groove, so it actually fits right there and won't spin.
I love that.
Yeah. Oh, can I say this one too?
Yes, of course.
So a friend of mine asked me, I hadn't seen him in a long time, but he asked me if I could make a piece of jewelry for his niece because her cat was dying and he wanted something to remember her. So unfortunately, you can't see the stone. It's called, what's the dog with the spots? Dalmatian. It's a Dalmatian stone. Because her nose was like beige with like these little black dots on it, so it was perfect. And then you can see that here's like the cat head, and we clipped the ear because it was a rescue, and that's her little face.
Oh, you know what? That makes me want to ask you. Are you a crazy cat lady?
I am.
Is that why your brand is called Hellcat Metalworks?
Okay, so there is a story behind that. I started out with it was a hot metal. And when I was working for Ford, one of my friends that worked there too, his name was Matt Engelhardt. He was really into numerology at the time. I don't know if he still is, but I was saying that I wanted to change the name, but I didn't really know what I wanted. And he did the numbers on that, and Hellcat Metalworks instead of just metal, or all came out to a perfect number. And he said that's what it has to be. And I was like, all right. So that's how I changed it. That's why I changed it.
But you like the cats, and that's why that's in there.
And I forever have tried not. I've because I do like cats, I didn't want to be called that. It was just too obvious. I'm really dry, and I don't like the obvious jokes, So I tried and forever to get away from it. But I ended up at Buffalo Exchange, and at that time there were 4 other Catherine, Kathy, Kate, whatever. That was all that was left, was Cat. And I even tried the last half of my name, which is Catherine. It's E-R-I-N-E, right? So I was thinking Erin, but everyone was like Erin. And I have a stepsister named Erin that I don't like.
Uh-oh. Hi, Erin.
So, yeah, she'll never see this. So I didn't want to be called Erin. So Cat was all that was left, and unfortunately it is stuck.
No, it's great. I can't think of you in any other way but as Cat. So.
But I do have cats, and
How many cats do you have?
no, I just have the one now.
Okay.
Yeah, I had 2. I was never a multiple cat lady.
I was hoping for like
8, 9. No, but my one, his name is Angus, and he is 18. So. This was for a friend here in Phoenix, Mike. Hi, Mike. I made some cufflinks for him, and his favorite combination of colors was orange and green. I don't know why, but so I made these cufflinks for him, and they got robbed right after they moved into this house, and somebody took the cufflinks. So I made him something else, and I think they got robbed again, and they took those. So I was like, this is your last shot, buddy. I'm gonna make you a necklace, and that's the last thing you get.
Sure
I'm kidding.
This is
I'm
a
kidding.
true story that he really got.
He really did get robbed. I feel really bad for him. His twice. Yeah, he's been robbed twice. It's horrible, but he's got a new piece of jewelry every time.
There we go.
Oh, I don't know. They're just fun.
This one's so fun. I love this.
So it's tourmaline. It's a bicolor tourmaline. As you can see, it's kind of peach on the top and more pink. And then my thought is it's the pink is spilling. So there was a bunch of little pink sapphires coming down.
So pretty.
This is for a very good friend of mine. Hopefully she's watching. Earrings up. She is, I don't know how to explain her. She's just a really amazing person, but she's a little bit goth, so I had to make something a little bit goth. And I had this really great wire, and it's made by Jeff. He's here in town. He produces that wire. I used to cut my own out with a little saw, and I got tired of that. Jeff came around, and he started producing. I think he casts them in like foot lengths, so you don't have to do that anymore. So that's the way to go. But so I did. This is I'm trying to remember the stone. It's a Mexican opal, I think. You can't really see how really cool it is, but then there's a garnet up top, and you got a little spider, and he's got a little trail that goes all the way around.
Oh, that's
See his
cool.
little spider? Yeah, I had this cool piece of amber, and I just needed to be in some kind of bee form.
Yeah.
It was, I think actually Jeff makes the bees too.
So do people like Jeff make these things and then go supply them like at the Tucson Gem Show and places like that so people can find those?
I do not know how he distributes his.
But that's what you would find there is those kind of things.
He now has a shop, and I want to say it's on 7th Avenue in the Melrose area. And he also did all of the gallery wire. So that's all his work. I bought it from him. I didn't do that work myself. Just want to make that clear. This is one of my favorite pieces. This is why I wanted to have you add that one at the last minute. I have always wanted to make a Sacred Heart. And at the time, I had a student. And so her first project, this was her first project. And so I showed her how to, it's just a little stamp tool that we use, but I made it look metal because I'm metal. So the heart had to be in metal, and this is sort of like the flame, the heart's on fire. There's your red stones for blood. This is like a gold top and the gold flame up top. Now I did cut those flames. Those are mine.
Good job.
But I really, really love that piece. And I don't have it because it was her first project, so she wanted it. So
well, at least you have a good picture.
yeah, I do. A great picture of it.
Oh,
There
okay,
you
that
go.
was it. So I want to talk to you about the awards because we kind of skipped that over. So tell us about all the different, if you can remember them, any of the accolades that you've had in the past.
Most of them are with you, to be honest with you.
Or things that are...
I was
that you've been
right after
recognized
you
for.
because you also did this for me because she's so nice. You did, what was it, behind the scene? No, what was it called? Artist's Mind. Inside the Artist's Mind. Do you remember that?
No. wait. It's kind of familiar.
So I'm struggling to remember his name. I'm such a horrible person.
Yeah.
Because I've made jewelry for him, and I feel really bad that I can't think of his name right now. But he did this whole program called Inside